So, Seth Griffith didn't score in the shootout.
Oh, I know.
So, like, am I real now? Is reality real?
No, I know this is still fake. Every now and then you throw in a game like this to throw me off the scent.
You are hopeless.
Yeah, and so was the officiating. How do you expect me to believe this is real when you throw out refs like that?
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Come on. The Leafs won a thing.
Austin Matthews.
Mono, wizardry, and
Well, time for a rebuild.
this team is ruining my life. Leafs tied the Florida Panthers 2-2, but then win in the shootout because that's how we decide things, and I'm not going to talk about that right away. I'm not. First, I'm just going to start off with some Christmas cheer. Hi, how are you? How was your holiday season? I hope it was good. I hope Santa was good to you. Santa was good to me. Look at this. I got this Legends Row Matt Sundin figure thing. It's enormous. I'm going to put it up on the shelf. There you go, buddy. I'll try to find you a winger to play with. You know, you yell and scream about the refs or the officials or whatever the hell you want to call them when your team loses and no one listens because, you're just being a sore loser. So let's say it right now. The Leafs got a power play goal in this one. The Leafs got a power play in overtime in this one, and the Leafs won the game, and that might be the worst officiated game I have seen since I started making videos. Were you kidding me with some of those calls? Question of the game, what was your favorite? What was the worst one? Was it the Leafs not getting a penalty shot because of the thrown stick by Colton Seaver? You could argue whether or not that was a thrown stick, though. How about Malkin getting a penalty shot after that? Oh, well, it was a penalty shot. Well, what about the first one? The JVR interference call was hysterical. That might be the most blatant makeup call I've seen in the last 5 years. But my personal favorite, the Nylander dive call. Are you all right in the bony structure above your neck? Look, I get players are embellishing and they're doing whatever they can, but that wasn't one of those examples, and the official was right there in front of him. There's a great site. I think I mentioned it already this season. I don't know, because how many of these rants am I going to go on? But that was probably after a loss. Maybe now you'll take me seriously. Go to scoutingtherefs.com. They have the refs for whatever game is going on that night. And it's funny, you got some guys who have been in the NHL calling games for 500 plus games, 1,000 plus games. I think one of the linesmen from this one had over 1,800 games. That's remarkable. There was one in this game, and I don't feel like saying his name because some people on Twitter were getting all upset, even though he wears a number to identify him and he's on this website. Obviously, it's public knowledge. I think it was less than 50 games he's officiated, and less than 20 this season, which I get it. There's a learning curve. Man, I'm a Leafs fan. Look at the team that I've been watching all season long. This is a year-long, several-year planned learning curve, okay? I get it. But when, let's just pick a name out of a hat, young William Nylander of the Toronto Maple Leafs makes a bad decision, it only affects the Toronto Maple Leafs, his team. This supposed neutral party was goofing this game up from puck drop to final horn. And it was probably a collaborative effort between these officials. I just rewound it and saw who the one guy was for this, but I don't know if he called the dive. He might have just called the initial call. I don't know who called what penalty shots. I don't know. It was terrible. And Panthers fans, I'm sure you agree. And yet another example of the shootout being the far more boring conclusion. And Panthers fans, Leafs fans, I don't care about the results of the game. Would you like another crack at that 3-on-3 OT? Of course you would, because you're a hockey fan and a self-respecting one. The shootout is useless. The shootout is useless. One more time for the people in the back. The shootout is useless. Get rid of it. I don't think I've ever been so mad after a Leafs win. The boy Devereaux hat trick though. Got Kadri though. And that's another one. The second I saw Kadri just tippy tapped on Roberto Luongo, I knew that goal was getting called back. Kadri will never get the benefit of the doubt. Ever, ever, ever. Miserable officiating. Oh, did Kadri make contact with the blocker? Yes, he did, technically, but the call is goaltender interference. You interfered with the goalie. Did you prevent the goalie from being able to stop that puck? Watch the replay. Roberto Luongo literally jumps the other direction. So sorry, Lou. I don't care if Nazem Kadri never existed. You wouldn't have stopped that puck. Great game, though, but you wouldn't have stopped that one. And I'm not going on this tangent to mask that the Leafs clearly saw Rogue One over the Christmas break and just choking on another third-period lead, a multi-goal third-period lead. The Leafs are bad at defending multi-goal leads in the third period, the same way the officials are bad at officiating all game. We could dump on the crew for this game, but it's not just them. It's been all season long. It hasn't just been the Leafs. Everyone on Twitter is like, oh man, it's my team. Oh, now you know how I feel. Is it just me? Am I going crazy? It's getting worse as time goes on, right? I'm just getting frustrated as a fan. I'm fan, you're a ref. I watch, you call the thing. Whatever you gotta do to call a clean game so I can watch that clean game is none of my business. Just do it. I'll stop. This one was bad. Bad. And this is the part where the referee is getting my mentions or in the comment section. Steve, you've clearly never officiated a game. Oh, a ref's never made a bad call in his life. Shut up. That game stunk. But the Leafs have won 3 straight. That's pretty nice. And Matthew scored. That was pretty nice. The puck just finds him. Oh, did no one get you any Christmas presents this year? That's so sad. Here, let me give you one. Austin Matthews is a Toronto Maple Leaf. So is William Nylander. Snipe on the power play. Marshmallow is not. Neither is Trocheck. Really wish the Leafs had gotten it together defensively, but they didn't. And so we got some free hockey, though. Wasn't that nice? We deserved it after that. I think the dangle jinx was in effect for this one. I've been praising Connor Carrick a lot lately, and I don't know. That wasn't a great game. And oh, how can I forget? The Leafs won in the shootout. And Seth Griffith didn't score. And Mitch Marner took 10 shots in this game. 9 of them counted. The one that didn't count went in and won the game. The shootout. Where dumb happens. I'll ask you another question of the game. Has your team ever made you this mad after they won? Or at least the game? And the Leafs get to do it all over again. Playing Tampa tomorrow. By the way, this will be the Leafs' 8th set of back-to-back games. That's right, the Leafs will be playing the second half of a back-to-back for the 8th time in 35 games. On January 7th against the Montreal Canadiens, the Leafs will be playing their 9th second half of a back-to-back this season in their 39th game. And let's make it even better, January 13th and 14th, the Leafs play. Those are games 40 and 41. 41 is the halfway mark of the season, meaning the Leafs play 10 back-to-backs in the first half of the season. Half! Granted, the Leafs do get 5 days off between the 9th and 10th back-to-backs, so cry me a frickin' river there. But 9 back-to-backs by their 39th game, not to mention that in there is also the Centennial Classic, which adds a toll as well. I am saying all of this in a win video to prove that the Leafs don't have to lose for me to be mad! I'll end on a positive note, okay? I'll end on a positive note. The Leafs have 37 points in 34 games. The Boston Bruins, occupying the 3rd and final playoff spot in the Atlantic, have 40 points in 37 games. The Leafs are 3 points behind the Bruins, who have played 3 more games. It's early, but it's real, baby! So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like to tell all your friends. And the Leafs won, but I'm mad. I'm kind of happy. It was pretty cool, but I'm mad!